Okay, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I'm going to do a quick check to make sure I'm happy with my audio. So that'll just be a second, and we will be good to go. Quick audio check now. I see that it is, so we are good to go. So spectacular. Hope everyone is probably breaking up a bit, sorry. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Hello, Messiah. Whoa, I think it's a little, let me get this in place. Perfect. Okay. So it's a wonderful day today. I checked earlier, it was in the 70s. Let's see what it says right now. Right now it says we are still in the 70s, or 20°C for those that are interested in the temperature that don't use freedom measurements. So lots of stuff to do today. It has been an absolutely busy 2-3 couple weeks. Sorry I have not been on here doing more shows and such like that, but I've had a lot of other things thrown on my plate, so the Messiah, I have not found any morels yet. I did go morel hunting yesterday, and I did not find any in the usual spots. So it's supposed to rain later today, and things like that, so I might do some morel hunting a little bit later. So let's peek over. Sylvia's out and wants to say hi. So let's peek over and say hi to Miss Sylvia. Right, Miss Sylvia? The muddy pig. She made herself, see her little like piggy, her little, I don't know, piggy thing. What's funny is once it rains, that'll fill up with water. So I don't know if you guys can hear the frogs either, but the frogs have just been crazy. Okay, so let's start off. Let's go grab some food and get that out. Let's peek up at the sky. So it definitely has the feeling of rain. You guys can see the gray clouds. We'll walk out to the market garden in a minute. Here's a good example. We'll sit here for just a second and you guys can watch. You can slowly watch how the clouds are slightly moving. They're not moving a lot, but if you take like the chimney and you notice, you'll see them slowly moving. That means the wind is in place, and when the storms come from the south, that usually means crazy storms. So there's some of the blue skies that's left over from earlier today. So let's head on over this way. Let's get the bunny food and go get all the bunnies in the bunny apartments fed. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to do an experiment because I just saw something that I wasn't expecting. So give me just a second, guys. I need to always something interesting and new happening on the farm. I have to do a interesting, fun little experiment because I need my little thing to climb up on. I have to climb up there. So where I have to go, guys, is I have to go up there. And why do I have to go up there? Yeah, I probably screwed up is why I have to go up there. That's why I have to go up here. Okay, so it was just a broken egg. It was good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, so we are okay. Why I went up there, you guys might be wondering. Okay, so fill us in, Doc. Why do you have to go up there? So I saw a broken egg on the ground that was pretty much a clean shell, And those are a telltale sign that there might have been some accidental babies born someplace. And I needed to make sure that we didn't have accidental baby ducklings or baby chickens running around the barn that I didn't know about, which we do not. So that is okay. That is okay. She is on some eggs, so it'll be something I need to address. But there wasn't any babies, any baby ducks, or any baby chickens hanging up there. So I'm gonna pop you guys up here for just a second. Fernando's gonna meow his face off, and the wind is gonna pick up. I don't know if you guys can see, if you look behind me, how windy it really is right now. It's crazy windy. There's Fernando. He's saying hi. Yep, right, Fernando. He just wants me to feed him some rabbit food because for some reason he's a cat that eats rabbit hay. This is grass, you know. It's just grass. You're like, I don't care. I'll eat it. So what can we talk about today, guys? What's on tap for today? So crazy weeks. So Lisa's been gone. Some of you guys have known that Lisa's been gone for a couple weeks. She's been dealing with her family, and some of those have been sick, and so she's been making sure that they are good and healthy. I've had a lot of stuff. So for some of you might not know that I am the president of the local the local park foundation down here, and so we're planning a big event at the end of this month, ramp festival. If you guys aren't familiar with what ramps are kind of like, they're mixed between like an onion and a leek. They kind of smell like a mix between onion and garlic. And so we have a ramp festival coming up at the end of this month, and there's a lot of planning that needs to get done. And plus it's tax season for the nonprofits, and so I need to make sure that my businesses and all those businesses and such are all the paperwork is sent in properly and good to go. So that has been absolutely on my plate as well. Lots of stuff to do with that. And plus other things. By the way, guys, I am working on. I've been asked by some folks because some people don't necessarily like the lemons, or they don't do super chats, or they don't. So I have put together a Patreon page. I don't think I have a link for it yet in here, but it's Mavis Pharmacy, spelled with an F. So Mavis Pharmacy. You'll see my Firefly logo on it. So if anybody wants to do the Patreon, they can. And another big gust of wind just whips through. So let's see. Other than that, we're getting prepared. I'm very excited. We're only a few short weeks away, maybe two. Few short weeks away from being able to get the bees, and so then we will be doing regular bee videos. So that is something that we're going to be doing. I've got a lot of stuff I want to do with the bees this year. I need to really we got to make some big leaps and bounds, some big choices of what we're going to do with the bees. And so the bees are going to be high on the list, high on the list of priorities of things that we're going to do. And since I need to be able to go back and watch videos of what we're doing with the bees, and go back and regularly watch to see if I'm missing anyone, we will be doing, every time I get into a beehive, I'll be doing a live stream, so that I and anybody else that can help me with some stuff catch it. Here, kitty, hello and welcome back. It's good to see you too. It has been a while, and I'm sorry that I have not been streaming as much as I did, and hopefully I will solve that in the very near future. So, okay, I'm gonna pop you guys in. Right here, and I'm gonna go grab the feed, and then we're gonna go around and feed everyone. And so it is the time of year that some of you might actually be considering getting ducks and chickens Okay, so not sure why the sound was acting up, but we got it fixed. So we should be good. So everything should be hunky dory and ready to go. So anyways, where are we at? Oh, okay, so it's the time of year that you guys should start be thinking about getting chickens and ducks and rabbits and all the other kind of stuff. Again, if you guys have questions, you need help, you want to know anything about raising the animals, let me know. Exclamation point Discord, and you can join the Discord and we can talk about that kind of stuff. We talk about a variety of stuff on there, so keep that in mind, but we definitely would be more than happy. If you're not comfortable with Discord and such, you can always send me an email, send me a text message, and things of that sort. So I'm going to regularly, I don't know if you guys have seen it, if you haven't been to, if you haven't been to my YouTube channel, I've actually been posting most of the videos in loop here on DLive, but if you go my YouTube channel, which is Mavis Manor, so it's YouTube/C/Mavis Manor. You will see you'll see some videos, all my educational videos I'll be putting on there. I'll also be trying to put them on DLive and such as well, so that you guys can always find a singular spot. Those videos will also be on the Patreon, since, like I said, people are asking about that as well. But we're going to be doing more educational videos, things that you guys can get to. Just everything that I do that I can get out there that deals with the nonprofit, that deals with what I do, trying to share as much information so you guys can succeed, so you guys can do awesome stuff. That's kind of the goal and the hope, that I can share all of my knowledge and we can all succeed in all the adventures that we do. It's hard though, because lots of crazy things happen in life, and sometimes some of the crazy adventures don't turn out the way we want them to. Sometimes some of the crazy adventures turn into chaos, and chaos is something that, while I love chaos, I am a creature of chaos. I love bizarre chaos and such like that. Lisa is a person of order, and she likes things, she likes routine, she likes order, and I will say it is nice having the balance of someone with order also here, and so it feels very chaotic. I can feel the chaos winning right now, and as someone who prefers the middle way, I like to always find the middle way to do things. So I'm rambling on, and I lost because it's right in front of my face. So what else can we talk about today on this lovely middle April day? So weather is crazy this time of year, so you can definitely expect the weather to be crazy. So you know, Sonny, it's absolutely that's why it was cool meeting new people and finding new people, because it's interesting to find people that have a lot in common, and you and Lisa do have a lot in common, and it is very fun. So okay, out here. So other things, I know I'm feeding and just rambling because I'm also needing to make sure I get everyone fed, because that is kind of the goal, is to make sure that everyone is fed and such. But things that we're going to do, we're going to talk about as the summer progresses, and as I get my shit together and well organized, because I've been focusing. You guys haven't seen it behind the scenes, but I've been organizing all of the chaos, trying to figure out what my plan of action is this year, try to figure out how I'm going to be growing my nonprofit, how I'm going to be doing more education, how I can do more and more outreach, more and more ways to help as many people out there as possible. That's what I've been focusing on. And so Sunny's helped me really trying to do some of the tricks to build up my YouTube channel, and that's helping. I've got another friend teaching me a few other things about some stuff behind the scenes that hopefully is coming. That's going to help out with stuff. I've got some other cool things planned, but really the main thing is to try to get here on more live streaming so you guys can be asking questions. Even if all I'm doing is doing my chores, you guys can be asking the questions that you might want to know that, you know, you don't have other places to ask. There are no bad questions. I joke around. I regularly joke around with the statement is there are no stupid questions, there's just stupid people. And I just say that because it sounds funny, but no question is wrong. It's important to ask questions, especially if you ever think you're going to get into homesteading, farming, raising chickens, just having animals in general. There are some important key things to know and pay attention to. So, what is my shoe size? Well, my shoe size is 10.5. And that is actually, you know, you say that as trying to be funny, but that is an important thing on the farm to know, because you're going to need galoshes, and you're probably going to need galoshes for more than just yourself and your farm hands and such like that. So having extra shoes, especially if you're going to have people come to your farm that's not used to getting muddy and that kind of stuff, having extra shoes and such, something you don't think about. Plus, your shoes wear out a lot, and get good insoles. Make sure you have good insoles when you're on the farm. You walk a lot more than you think you do, so I average 10 miles a day walking. So I have a Fitbit, I have a ring, I keep double track of all that kind of stuff. So, and it's just crazy really how much you genuinely walk in good shoes, and make sure that they on your feet properly is important. So, see? No stupid questions, just different ways to answer them, just different things that can turn into new learning experiences. Let's spin this over this way. So I can't wait, it's coming very soon. We're almost to the last frost. Once we get into the last frost, all those cages behind me, they're all modular. They can be brought outside, and once they get brought outside, then we can do more cool, fun adventuring stuff outside with them. And they get to free range more. The perks of them free ranging more. Sorry, I bumped into the cage, and you heard the cage fall on my head, because, you know, why not, guys? Why not? Why wouldn't the cage not fall on my head? Where was I at? Oh, yeah. Somewhere over on the other side is what I was talking about. So, hello. My farm, I am in southern West Virginia, in a little town called Mavis Manor, or a little town called Flat Top. On if you ever want to see me, if anybody ever wants to see my map dot of where I live exactly, just go under Google Maps, type in Mavis Manor, comma WV, and you'll see exactly where I live. That is my farm. So, my 33 acres here in the mountains of Appalachia. So it doesn't feel like I'm in the mountains because I'm on the top, and it's not mountains compared to other places, but still, for where me growing up as a flatlander, it is a big deal. So, I'm working on a couple of the, you can't see what I'm doing, that's no fun. I need to be making more and more spots in my barn so you guys can actually see like what I'm doing a lot more. By the way, I also, Lisa's channel, Mavis Pharmacy, here on DLive, there is the camera right above me. You'd be able to watch me wander aimlessly around the farm on that channel, on that camera as well, if anybody is interested in that kind of stuff. So. And I do have this guy, this little bunny right here. This little bunny right here, he escaped from his cage, and he knows. So, this little guy escaped from the cage, and he knows he's not supposed to be out. So he's like, I don't want to be put away yet. So I'm going to let them run around for a little bit longer. But a couple of our bunnies, having the darndest time with these headphones again. A couple of the bunnies get out and adventure around and such like that, and usually have to deal with all of that silliness. So, yeah, one of the I had one of my bunnies is out hopping around, so I can in just a little bit here, kitty. I will actually, you know what? Here, kitty. We will jump over and we will look at. Like to see. You would like to see one. There's one of our bunnies that's currently out and escaped and adventuring around, and then here is 7. You can't see 7 very well. Let me put you guys right here. That's okay. That works. Come here, 7. So here is 7. Cute little bunny. He's named 7 because it kind of looks like he's got a 7 on his forehead. So okay. I don't know why, bunny. I don't know. We got lots of ducks making lots of noises. Lots of loud noises in here today. Somebody's not happy about something. Okay. Whoa, why did we do that today? I think I bumped it. Okay, let me get this back in place. You know, the downfall to live streaming and farming is a lot of times you get a lot of chaos and a lot of things get a mess and such. So, okay, I'm gonna put you guys right here for a second. I need to go grab a water and bring it in. So I'm gonna put you guys here so you guys can see me go grab the water and such like that. Thank you so much for the diamond. Absolutely appreciate it. I'll be right back in about, you'll see me walk out the door and right back in. Okay. So now I have to give everybody get the water thing. Give everybody some water, because that's what, fresh water. Again, probably one of the most important things when you are having a farm and having animals and such like that is always make sure you have fresh water. So one good thing that's going to be exciting this year is we're going to do a complete clean out of the barn. The good thing is we're going to have a lot of extra new topsoil to put down places. A lot of the fertilizer topsoil and such like that. So be very excited about that, because one, I've been wanting to clean this out because we have probably about this much of future dirt on the floor because stuff that happened because last year I was not able to clean it out. I try to clean it out once a year, the entire barn entirely cleaned out once a year, and I was not able to do that last year. So yeah, dude, that's awesome. I still have I still got till Mother's Day. Mother's Day is usually is when I don't have to worry about frost anymore. So a couple more weeks. A couple more weeks for me. But I did start my carrots and so much like that, but what I was saying is something that was kind of important, maybe? I don't know. Oh, yeah, cleaning out the barn. So, yeah, did not get a chance to clean out the barn last year. So that will be something that I look forward to do this year. Again, the benefit of it, is absolutely, we get to add a lot of soil, a lot of topsoil and such like that. So yeah, kangaroo Dematra. Yeah, that is something that the the Aura Ring company does do. I'm actually contemplating if I get a new ring in the future, I'm thinking about circular. I might end up trying a circular ring. So hey man, Night Sky. Thanks for the follow. Since you're new here, or maybe you're not, but since you're new here, one of the things is we talk about farming, gardening, fun things like that. Soon, in a couple weeks, probably in 2 weeks or so, we'll be getting bees, and so we'll be talking a lot about bees because bees are one of my favorite things. So we'll be talking about bees. And getting everything in line and set up with the bees, which will be very exciting. Me and Lisa's most likely going to be building a new barn this year as well. It'll be a small barn, but we're going to convert the handy run into a greenhouse to enhance our growing season, and we will be doing and we'll be making a new barn for the ducks to live in and hang out and such like that. Which in turn means we should get a new camera we will be getting a new camera for that new barn. Also, as soon as I have the bees, the bee camera will be going online soon as well. I guess it's not very fun just listening to me ramble as I stand on the other side of the room. So let me finish up this water. Because I don't want to forget. I want to make sure I don't forget anyone, because again, water is the most important part of making sure that all of your animals are good to go. It's making sure that they all have good, clean, fresh water. It's getting dark. Oh, guys, we gotta see that. That is a pig fence that is down, and that in turn means that becomes a priority, because that means that Sylvia can get out. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to grab some food for Sylvia, and we are going to go address that fence. So again, the fun chaos of how the farm works is some things win priority quickly over other things, and a pig fence that is down absolutely gets priority over just about everything else. So there's a handful of stuff that gets priority, and that be one of them. It's funny because I have no idea how long it was down, but I just peeked out there and such. So let me spin the camera around so you can. And let's go. Okay. Okay, Miss Sylvia. Yeah, Miss Sylvia. So I can see, so I think I told you guys before how smart pigs are. You can see that she just picked it up and was able to take it right off of its little thing, and now she's sitting here. And she also kind of dug a hole right under there. So let's get this let's get this set up real fast, Miss Sylvia. You guys get ground view, sorry. Hopefully it'll be mildly exciting. I'll be up just a little bit so you guys get a little bit higher. This is the bad part because this is touching the electric fence. Okay, get this fixed, or at least attempt to get it fixed. Fixed enough-ish, enough to keep going back, and I can address this later. So, it's fixed enough. So, it's fixed enough, she's got food. We can get back to giving everybody, we can get back to giving everyone some yummy, tasty water. Fernando, just chilling out over there. Oh, let me show you guys, let me finish the water first, and then after I finish the water, because I only got to make sure that a couple more guys got water, and then we'll go and we'll do a quick little, tour for some of you that's not seen everything. Yes, into my completely messy, completely crazy, because that's what barns are. They are completely crazy, messy, chaotic, all that kind of good stuff. So let's make sure water. I got to get those guys down there for sure. Okay. Those guys, I got the guys right under here. Guys right under here, I'm going to get down and give them some food, or give them some water, gave them some food. I have to come down here because they made a complete mess of their water. And so it needs to be cleaned out. Sometimes these guys down here, so sometimes they fill their water up with hay. So it's just, lovely, wet, nasty, dirty hay out the window. And, yeah. So if you guys want to see, this is why it's important to clean it out, okay? So if you guys look, so what happens is if they move the hay and such, if you don't have the water set up, they move their hay and their food and probably their poop and such like that. And so you get into their water, and then this is what causes, if you've ever had the problems with your chickens having like bad things in their throats or things like that, it's because you didn't catch this in day one. So this is actually in one day. So in one day, in these little things, they can fill these things up. So that's why you have to that's why it is key to make sure that you get your chickens, you check your chickens' waters every day. So, and it doesn't matter what kind of waters you use. You can use the ones that they say that stuff doesn't get in them. That's not true. Absolutely does. Stuff will actually find ways to get into just about everything. So the idea is just is to make sure you come in and do your best. I use these sandwich containers. You might be wondering, why do I use sandwich containers? One, during the winter, they're very easy to clean when the water freezes. During the summer, if they're too dirty or they're just too nasty, you just can recycle them away. And you're good to go. Okay, so we've got this cleaned out, put some fresh water. Got my hands a little bit better. I still smell like dirty chicken hay now. The lovely, that lovely, beautiful smell of dirty chicken hay. So I do want to check one other thing since I'm under there. I want to see who's on eggs. into practicing chicken yoga. Not on anybody. That's good. No babies in there. Good. Trying to get all the eggs so we don't have any chicken babies. Because while I like chicken babies, we're currently not in the time for chicken babies. So, do I have any predators? Yes. I have all of the predators that you mentioned. I also have coyotes. I have local dogs. I have foxes. You already wrote foxes. I have bears. I have bobcats. I've never seen a mountain lion down the farm. Owls and hawks and stuff like that. So how do I deal with those? So there's lots of various ways to deal with those. So around my yard, I have lots of places for my animals to hide. So that's a key. We will walk around in a minute, but I have lots of trees. I let a nice tree canopy come up. I put brush piles so they can hide in, so the ducks and such can get in there. They can get into the pond every night. I lock all the birds up into this barn and another barn, so that they have the high level of safety. Usually the only thing that breaks into my barns are raccoons and skunks, and raccoons and skunks don't normally mess with adult animals. One more guy to water. So hey guys. Okay. Dirty hands, wipe it on your overalls, cleanish hands. So, if you didn't know that that's the trick, that's the trick. So, one thing, something I think is important for people to know. So, be expected the first couple years that you get into having wildlife. You have chickens, you have pigs, you have rabbits. Expect that there is a chance of getting sick. So you might catch salmonella because there's lots of varieties of things that can happen if you don't know what you're doing, that you can get salmonella. You might get a bunch of other stuff. Plus, most of our viruses in the world are based off of chickens and ducks and pigs. And depending on where you get your animals and such like that, they could come with illness with them, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to them. So I want to show you guys this. This is my bubblegum pear tree. So our bubblegum plum. Look at all of these blooms. Will most of these bloom? Probably not. But will most of these turn into fruit? They probably not, but just look behind me. If that would all turn into fruit, how absolutely amazing. So this tree, fortunately, I think it's a little premature. I think this tree might get a cold frost or something ever, and these won't get fertilized because I don't have my bees yet. I did see honeybees on this too, so there's honeybees around in the area. So, but as beautiful as this is and all the things, probably not going to be able to produce the kind of fruit that I needed. It started just a little too soon. So we're gonna walk out to the market garden, or the just-in-time garden, which is now what it is called. And I'm gonna show you guys what I'm working on there. I'll show you the 3 trees that I've planted this year. So last year, you guys, last year I had a challenge to plant a lot of trees, and I absolutely failed at that challenge to plant a lot of trees. So I did end up, some people asked me, Doc, how many trees did you end up planting last year? And I did go through and I planted, I think 55 trees last year. And so far this year, I have planted 9 trees. And the year's just hopefully get more. I also planted probably about 50 nuts this year. I'm not counting the nuts as canted trees because we don't know if they're going to turn into anything just yet. So the next class I'm going to be teaching on YouTube, and I'll probably live stream it on DLive as well, is I don't know if you guys can see how, you can see my pathway, you can see the brush, and then you can see the knot brush. That is where I did some burn mowing. So that's where you just slowly burn it and that kind of stuff. Here's what's funny out in the field. In my hay field, if you look, you can see those are my bunnies. Those are some bunnies hanging out. And as a good proper hillbilly, you can see my line of cars, because you're not properly a hillbilly until you have at least a handful of cars that don't run just randomly sitting around in your yard. So there is the spot. I'm going to put 2 elderberries there. Holes dug. Trees are in the house, ready to go. Here is the future fruit forest that we'll be walking through. So you guys can see there is some trees right there, and then you'll have the path. We have the path through the center of it. And as you go through the fruit forest, you'll take you to the what is going to be the market garden, or the just-in-time garden. I use both names interchangeably. It will this year just be called the just-in-time garden. And this is where, this is where I try bunches. This is where we try and teach a variety of different types of gardening techniques, from putting down so there we put down some black plastic. There we do some Ruth Strout row gardening. I do some corn tillage here, and hoop houses, and some. These are berry bushes and such like that in row gardening. And around all of my lovely pine trees. These pine trees were so lovely. So planted these all myself. Actually, like pretty much, all of those pine trees I planted, and most of the trees in my backyard I've also planted. So throughout the course of the years. So anyways, we're walking down here so I can show you guys and tell you a little bit more trick of the new technique on how I'm doing to plant trees, because I really like this technique. It's not the cheapest technique, but I really, really like it. So you plant your tree, and you need something to hold up your tree. So you have your tree planted, and you need something to hold up your tree. But what I've learned a trick is, that's just a piece of conduit, you make sure that is buried down right at the root system, where the main ball of the roots are. So under there's the main ball. And then what you can do, we'll look at this one as a better example. And then what you can do here is, during really dry parts of the year, you can pour water down in that, and it'll directly water the roots. So it has a double use, and you can just leave that up for about a year. You can leave that up for about a year or so, and then you can pull it out of the ground and use them again. So it is super windy, guys. I'm going to go back around my trees, and it should cut this wind down quite a bit. Hopefully it will cut down the wind quite a bit. Cut it down a little bit. Not as much as I was hoping, but enough. But the wind is absolutely picking up, guys. Like, how much the trees are moving. So anything else anybody out there in DLive, YouTube land, or any place else would like to know? Any important things that you'd like me to talk more about, things that you'd like me to teach? I'm kind of open to lots of ideas. The Be Aware series is definitely next coming up. That's going to be major this year. We will, I'm going to try to do Let's Feed the Chickens about once a week or so. And I'm going to get back into my evening shows where we review different types of ideas, where we talk about different cool gardening ideas, different cool homesteading, different cool DIY things, and talk about that, and maybe get some guests on in the future, and get a good variety of talk about stuff like that. Again, anybody's welcome to join the Discord, where most of the time I'm usually hanging out. Like, I'm usually always in Discord hanging out with a bunch of people. So, a cool place for the cool kids to hang out. And yeah, so I am currently not as self-sufficient with food as I would like to be. Partly the reason is because not only is it me and Lisa that live here, but my brother and my parents also live here as well. And we at one point, me and Lisa at one point were very self-sufficient. We made a lot of our own food. With Okay, sorry, my mic cut out again. Me and Lisa at one point were very self-sufficient. We did very, very well. I would say right now we're probably at 25 to 40%. Could we be at 100%? Absolutely, we could. We could be at 90% because I like coffee. Um, and we don't have the technology to grow flour here, so we'll say about it could be like 90% if I if I buckle down and really focused on that. Uh, right now, mostly our biggest focus on a lot of things right now is really just to teach as many people as possible, to have lots of experiments going on, having experiments going on, so when people get here, they can see the variety of steps. And when you do that, the land is used. It's kind of an inappropriate way to use the land. It's not the most effective way to do farming when you have different steps going on and different techniques. So, it kind of limits us in that way. But again, the whole purpose of what I'm doing is to teach people how to do things, the very basic stuff, nothing complicated. I'm really, I joke around. What we do here at the Mavis Institute is it's kindergarten for farmers. It's to teach you the simple steps. It's to teach you the kindergarten, the beginner class, the stuff that the fundamentals, the stuff that you need to start off learning at the very beginning so that you can succeed later. The stuff that our grandfathers and that, people many generations ago used to know and just didn't get passed on. And the stuff that they don't really teach anymore because they breeze through it thinking, making an assumption that people know how to do things when, they may not. And so instead of, laughing and pointing and saying that you're stupid for not knowing something, we focus more on, okay, let's pretend you know nothing about nothing. Let's start from day one. What is a chicken? Why are chickens important? What's a rabbit? Why are rabbits important? How do they interact with your lifestyle? Such like that. How to grow tomatoes. How to grow tomatoes if you don't live any place that has dirt. What is dirt? How to make new dirt. How to refresh your dirt. Where's water come from? What's good water? What's bad water for plants? That kind of stuff. The fundamental basics. So we start off with that. Now, I'd love to advance more, and as I get interns and as I build, we'll have our 101, we'll have our beginnings, we'll have our kindergarten, and then we'll be able to go into more of like an elementary and hopefully into a secondary and be able to keep expanding from there. But I made the mistake of thinking I was going to start at the top, and I found out that it's better to just start at the bottom and for me to work my way up. So that is the tricks that I had to learn. So I do want to show you one other thing. Some of you guys remember I was working on the fence last year. I'm also doing this for me as well, so I like to go back and look at my videos and timestamp when I was doing a variety of different things. So right now, So right now I've taken down the green fence. You can see it sitting there on the ground. I've taken down the green fence all the way this way. So, and I replaced the green fence here. I know it's doing a ghetto lean right now. The poles weren't long enough, and I need the fence up because that kind of wins as a priority. So I put the fence here, and the reason I put the fence here is because the wind was blowing on the fence here. So I had this wooden fence like this all the way across, and you can see how the fence is leaning a little bit this way. But the wind was blowing on the fence, regularly blowing on the fence in this direction. And because of how ponds function, is the pond was eating away and causing erosion. So if you guys can see how the fence is already leaning this way a little bit, what was happening is the wind was blowing this way, and the erect fence was slowly doing this, and it wasn't going to be long before it was going to fall into the pond. And one of the most important things that you need to do, not only do it right the first time, which obviously I didn't think about this factor, so, stupid me. But the most important thing that you need, the next most important thing after that is when you see something starting to fail, you fix it before it fails. And you do that because, just like we saw with Sylvia's fence, I had to drop everything and go fix Sylvia's fence. The way things work on a farm is everything breaks on the same day. Everything. Chaos always happens at the same time. So the day that the fence is going to fall in on here is the day that there's going to be a hole in the barn roof. The day that Sylvia is going to break her pin. The day that there's going to be a tree down and it's going to be on something I need to address. And a day that I feel like crap. That's just inevitable how it works. So if you can stop something from failing and you can fix it before it happens on one of those chaos days, you are far, far, far better off. So we're going to walk up here. We're going to walk down the road one more time. I'm going to show you guys where we're going to be talking about the bees and what we're going to be doing. So, and how we're going to handle that. By the way, guys, this road we're walking on right now, what's really cool, if you want lots of cool history, this is the original West Virginia Turnpike. So this road we're walking on right now is Civil War soldiers walked on. People drove their Model Ts and their things of that sort on this road. Now, currently this is an abandoned highway, so that's why it's just a gravel road. But in the heyday, this was a site. This was a, kind of a big deal, and that is why my house, Mavis Manor, is here, in the middle of nowhere. And the wind is blowing crazy again. So, and my rock wall that, every year crumbles a little bit. I'm on the process. I've been fixing it up to this particular point. That's where I'm currently at. And then we'll be fixing it, and then we will be slowly moving all the way down and fixing my my rock wall and such. So there's my house, one of my pride projects that I was able to restore an old house, make sure it stands in its glory, make sure that the house was built in 1897, and to make sure that it stays in as best shape as possible for many years to come. So we're heading down to the beginning of my driveway and spin up. So oh, here, you guys, this is as you guys can see, I've painted the house many times. That's the last, you can see the evolution from last time it was painted. So it changed, whenever the house changes, it needs to be changed color. No, the house is definitely not made of speckle, and it's made of horsehair and, oak wood and, real bricks and crazy stuff like that. So, okay, so here we are. We're going to come. So this is the area. This is the area where we're going to be doing all of the beekeeping now. So as you guys can see, I've already prepped I've already prepped a camera so that when I move the bees into there, so we'll have bees here, probably bees there, bees maybe there on the side, and bees there. So this is where we're gonna keeping all of our bees. Part of the reason, some of you may know why we're doing this, but I'm gonna step back and I will show you why. So part of the reason we're putting the bees here is because you have the entire protection of the house. Plus, if you go with the ground level, the bees are almost underground. Then it also protects them from the cell towers. So you can see the cell tower right there, the tower there, and all of the crazy other cell towers that you will see when I walk to the other side. When I walk to the other side up here, and then all of the cell towers that are up there that appear. So that's the idea. We're gonna do a few other things. I've got some crushed rock that's supposed to help as well. So we will see. Very excited to find out what ends up happening. And just so you guys, really do realize that I have bunnies all over my yard. From their bunnies that we go. If you guys look right there, there is another one of the front yard bunnies hanging out there, and more. So anyways, friends, I'm heading in. I'm going to get some water to drink, and I need to work a little bit more on that. And I need to work a little bit more on that fence. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And remember my sign right there. Hard work never killed anyone, but why take the chance? So anyways, friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I will see you sometime later in the future. I'm not sure when my next show is going to be, but we will see. So anyways, guys, ! Discord if you want to join the Discord and chat and ask questions and learn about farming and all the other silly things that we talk about. And until next time, it's Doc. You guys have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. And yeah, eyes open, no fear. Adios.